Alam mo, one of the most important thing I learned in life is the purpose you choose to pursue in life will determine how you live and how you do your business. In fact, ito ang prinsipyo that made our business turn around. However, as I was trying to understand my purpose and trying to live it out, I also realized that the way you view your God will influence the way you will pursue your purpose. Sino ba si God in business? Is he really interested in the way we do business? Akala ko noon hindi. But let me ask you a question. Do you know these things about God? That God is owner, that God is creator, that God is in control, and that God is father? I am sure alam mo ito. However, my question is, do you use this knowledge about God in making decisions in business? Ako, I do. And I'd like to show you how these principles have changed my life, how these principles have changed the way I manage and I do my business. But let me start by putting you in a certain scenario. Gusto ko malaman kung ano ang gagawin mo kung meron ka bang paboritong sapatos? Yung bang iniingat-ingatan mo? Yung bang sa dami ng sapatos mo, nakabox siya, nasa isang lugar because special nga siya, and ginagamit mo lang siya for special occasion. And when you wear it, you feel really proud. Ako na-realize ko sa mga babae, this could be a nice dress shoes. Sa mga lalaki naman, normally rubber shoes yan. So, iniingat-ingatan mo yan. What will you do if one day yung best friend mo pumunta sa bahay nyo and then sabi sa'yo, "Pare, meron akong party na pupuntahan kaso lang wala akong magandang sapatos. Pwede bang makahiram ng sapatos?" So sa'yo walang problema, best friend mo, no? So, dinala mo siya sa lahat ng sapatos na meron ka and sabi mo sa kanya, "Sige, mamili ka dyan." And so, tiningnan ng kaibigan mo, hinalungkat niya, tapos sabi niya, walang bagay na sapatos para dun sa party na pupuntahan ko. However, naalala ko, di ba meron kang sapatos na paborito mo? Pwede ko bang hiramin yon? How would you feel if your friend would say that to you? Of course, you start to feel uncomfortable. Tapos very, very insistent yung kaibigan mo. Sabi sa'yo, huwag kang mag-alala, iingatan ko. And it took you a while before you could say yes. So, pinipilit ka niya, sabi niya, huwag ka mag-alala pare, alagaan ko yan. So sabi niya, in 2 days isusoli niya yung sapatos. Tapos 5 araw na, hindi pa rin siya bumabalik. So tinawagan mo yung kaibigan mo, sabi mo, nasaan na yung sapatos? And so he came over. Tapos bago niya ibalik yung sapatos sa karton, nagkwento siya sa'yo. Sabi niya, alam mo, nagkaroon ng game sa party and we had to remove all our shoes and linagay namin sa isang lugar. Finally, nung natapos na yung game, we went back to look for our shoes. Sabi niya, pare, nawala yung kaliwa. And ito lang yung sapatos na nakita kong naiwan. How would you feel? And what would you do? Pababayaan mo na lang ba yon? Sasabihin mo ba sa kaibigan mo, okay lang yun pare, kaibigan naman tayo? Or sasabihin mo ba sa kaibigan mo, friendship over? 'Di ba? Sabi niya, alagaan niya yung sapatos mo. Will you still be nice to your friends? Or magagalit ka sa kanya? Pero ito tanong ko, pag nagalit ka, ano naman ang karapatan mong magalit? Of course, many of you will say, kasi ako ang may-ari niyan. So ang may-ari may karapatan magalit pag sinira mo yung gamit niya. Would you agree? 'Di ba? Sinira niya eh. Now, sabi mo, ang may-ari lang ang may karapatan magalit. Paano kung hindi ikaw ang may-ari nun? So you say, paano hindi ako may-ari? Akin nga yun, kaya nga binabantayan ko. Kaya nga special sa akin. Binili ko yun sa perang pinaghirapan ko. Now, agree ako na pwede kang magalit kung ikaw ang may-ari niyan. Paano kung hindi ikaw ang may-ari niyan? Have you ever considered what Psalm 24 verse 1 said? Sabi niyan, the earth is the Lord's and all it contains, the world and those who dwell in it. Yung sapatos na yan, saan ba nakalagay yan? Hindi ba dito sa mundo? Pero of course, you tell me, hindi galing yan sa pinaghirapan ko, pinagtrabahuan ko, perang pinagtrabahuan ko. However, ang tanong ko naman, sino naman nagbigay ng trabaho sa'yo? 'Di ba? If God owns everything, then siya din nagbigay ng trabaho mo. So siya lang ang pwedeng magalit. Alam mo, in the past, I would be very, very angry with people who would touch my things and destroy them. When I realized ko na si God ang may-ari ng lahat ng possession ko, I stopped being angry. Alam mo, marami nang nangloko sa akin ng negosyo. And I wanted to fight with them. I even wanted to bring them to court. Pero sabi ko, kay God sila nagkaroon ng kasalanan, hindi sa akin. However, I will explain to you other things na dapat niyong maintindihan. But anyway, nung na-realize ko na hindi ako may-ari ng sapatos, sabi ko kay God, Lord, yung sapatos mo, sinira niya. So meron siyang problema sa iyo, Lord. Kayo may problema. Pero Lord, iningatan ko yung sapatos. Pwede ba? Palitan mo nung mas maganda. Kasi sinira niya eh. Sabi ko sa inyo, di ba, there have been cases that people cheated me in business. And in the past, I would really fight with them. Finally, sabi ko, hindi naman akin yon, kay God. However, I would also go to God and tell Him, Lord, sorry pinaalaga mo sa akin yan. Hindi ko naalagaan mabuti. Hindi na ho siya mauulit. That God is owner is one of the most important principle I learned in business because it changed the way I approach money. In the past, pag meron akong pera, sasabihin ko sa sarili ko, Dong, pinaghirapan mo yan. Ano ang gusto mong gawin sa pera mo? Of course, I will decide to reinvest it, but also I decide to use it for my pleasure. And minsan, maski hindi pa marami, ubusin ko yan. Bakit? Meron pa namang kasunod eh. Totoo ba yon? Minsan, hindi dumadating yung kasunod. Today, this is how I view my money. Whenever I receive money, I will tell the Lord, Lord, pera mo ito. Ipinahiram mo lang sa akin. Ano ang gusto mong gawin ko sa pera mo? And I am sure God will tell me this. Anak, padamihin muna natin. Pag madami na, saka natin gastusin para malaki ang enjoyment mo. Today, most people, malit pa nga yung pera, gusto na kagad mag-enjoy. Marami ako nakikilala, sabihin nila, napagod sila ng 2 linggo. Sabi na, napagod ako. Mag-enjoy muna ako. I will reward myself. Sabi ko, 2 linggo ka palang napagod, reward yourself kagad. And this is the reason why many people always have no money. Kasi hindi nila pinapalaki. Kasi kanila eh. Di ba? Kung kanila, sila lang ang may karapatan, magdesisyon. Friend, God is owner. Whatever you have today, pinahiram lang yan sa iyo. The other thing I learned about God is that God is creator. Alam mo, Bible begins with a very simple verse in Genesis 1 verse 1 and it reads, In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. God created everything. However, some biblical scholars will also say we are co-creators. Have you ever created something? Isipin mo wala siguro. No. Have you created something na wala dyan and then gumawa ka para magkaroon? Like for example, dun sa mga taong magaling sa mga tools. Have you ever created a chair? On the other hand, dun sa magaling magluto, nakagawa ka na ba ng isang putahe? Now, when you are making the chair or the dish, paano mo ginawa yon? Sinabi mo ba, oh, sana magkaroon ng upuan. Nagkaroon ba ng upuan? Sana magkaroon ng sinigang. Nagkaroon ba ng sinigang? Di ba when you were creating it, you needed raw materials and then kailangan mo trabahuin para mabuo yung ginagawa mo? Alam mo, if man is co-creator, man creates using things that already exist. May raw material and then dadagdagan niya ng trabaho para mabuo. However, on the other hand, when God creates something, He commands them into being. And then what's amazing pa, when He commands something into being, He creates a whole ecosystem that will support that being. When God created the fish, He created a whole ecosystem to sustain the fish. Ganon din when He created the birds, He created an ecosystem para kumpletuhin ano ang kailangan ng ibon. So therefore, God can create solutions from nothing. Tayo, kailangan pa tayo gumawa ng bagay from raw materials. And I realized the reason why maraming napapautang o maraming nababaon sa utang is kasi karamihan ng tao naniniwala sila na binibili ang solusyon. So kailangan nila ng pera para bumili ng equipment na kailangan nila, i-hire yung tao nila. Ako naman, I realized God can provide me solutions out of nothing. What do I mean? In 2008, we experienced the global financial crisis and it affected the whole world. It was the first time nag 60 pesos yung gasolina. Today, 60 pesos na gasolina, normal na yon. But during the time, I remember na yung gasolina was around 30 pesos, biglang umakyat to 60 and it was a terrible time. Alam mo, during the time we were selling to McDonald's, yung lettuce namin, yung raw material cost namin sa farm went up 3 times. Yung pesticide, yung fertilizer. Yung labor cost namin went up 2 times. So can you imagine the stress to our business? Yung freight cost from Cagayan to Manila doubled also. So I went to McDonald's. Sabi ko sa McDonald's, pwede nyo ba kaming tulungan mag-survive? I need to increase prices. The only price increase they gave me was to cover freight costs. Hindi nila ako tinulungan sa farm. And for a while, because we had the commitment to supply to them, yung farm was just always breaking even para lang mag-survive, makasweldo ng tao. And I was telling the Lord, Lord, alam mo, pag walang mangyari maganda, magsasara tong farm na to. Pero since ikaw ang may-ari, ako, taga-alaga lang, I will take good care of it hanggang kaya ko pa. Pero sabi ko rin kay God, pero Lord ha, pag sinara mo ha, palitan mo ng mas maganda. Because I was claiming a promise sa Matthew 6:33. Di ba sabi doon, if I seek His kingdom and His righteousness, all good things will be added to me. So sabi ko kay God, Lord, pagsara mo ha, palitan mo ng mas maganda. But for the meantime, alagaan ko muna. And as I struggled through the time, I remember there was a friend who came to me, sabi niya, Dong, have you ever tried the Korean natural farming method? Sabi ko sa kanya, sinubukan ko yan in 2006. Gagawa ka ng nitrogen fertilizer out of kamote tops. Gagawa ka ng potassium galing sa hinog ng mga prutas. Phosphorus galing sa uh, eggshell. And also pesticide galing sa suka at saka sa beer o sa gin. Sabi ko, hindi ko ginawa yan kasi ang kote. Yung bang madumi. Mura naman during the time of fertilizer at saka pesticide. But this time, nagmahal sila. They tripled in price. So I had to try. Alam mo nyo, nung sinubukan namin siya, our fertilizer and pesticide costs went down to half of our original costs. Nakapagtipid pa kami kasi mas lalo siyang nagmura. So we were able to solve our input costs. However, we also have to solve our labor costs kasi nagdoble. To solve that, sabi nung aking farm supervisor, sir, ipakyaw na lang natin. Alam nyo, yung piece rate payment system, kung nagawa niya isang bagay, may corresponding bayad yung bagay na yon. Pero normally ginagawa yon with contractual workers. And sabi ko sa kanya, ayoko niyan. Walang loyalty. Kasi contractual lang yan. So as we were arguing, finally sabi ko sa kanya, payag ako. Basta regular employee natin. May SSS pa rin, may pag-ibig pa rin. So sabi ko sa kanila, kailangan lang natin hanapan ng paraan para mas mapabilis yung trabaho nila. And so we did. We studied the cost of each step. And then we gave them quotas. Pakya. Pero sabi ko sa kanya, para makapagtrabaho sila mabuti, dapat hindi sila mag-iisip ng pagkain. So we even gave free lunch para sa kanila. Alam ba nyo that when we implemented that, my people were doing 2 days worth of work in half a day kasi nagmamadali. And so we were able to bring down the cost of labor but also increase their potential to earn more. Kasi sila na ngayon nagde-decide. Masaya sila, masaya kami, uwi pa sila, busog because pinakain namin. And then I realized that God allowed the problem because He was forcing me to go into a solution that I would not have considered before. Friends, God is creator. He can create solutions from nothing. Kaso lang most of us, we believe ang solusyon binibili. No, ako ang belief ko, ang solusyon andyan na. Kailangan ka lang makinig and maging creative. God is owner and God is creator. So therefore, God is very powerful. If God is powerful, then why do bad things happen to good people? Katulad na lang nung bagyong Yolanda that devastated Leyte and other provinces. Hindi ba remember the time? Grabe, daming namatay, daming nawalan ng bahay. During the time when people were trying to make sense of that calamity, may nagsabi, kagagawan to ni Satanas because the end of times is coming. So sabi nila, lahat ng calamity are things that Satan do to us to make us afraid of him. Totoo ba yon? Minsan nga sinasabi nila pag nag-away ang mag-asawa, at pag naghiwalay, kasalanan niya ng Taning because he does not want a married couple to stay together. So si Taning ang may problema dyan. Totoo ba yan? Pag naghiwalay ba ang mag-asawa, kasalanan yun ni Satanas? Alam mo, I started to question this idea when I read the story of a man named Job. Job was a righteous man according to the Bible. But one day, he lost everything. But why did he lose everything? I'd like to pick up the story of Job in Job chapter 1 verse 6 hanggang 12 because ang dami kong natutunan dito. Let me just read verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came among them. I highlighted the portion that said, and Satan also came among them. Now, to some people, they believe si Satan nasa impyerno lang yan. But do you know that Satan is an angel, a fallen angel? So he used to mingle with the angels of the Lord. And in that meeting, Satan was there. Verse 7 naman says, the Lord said to Satan, from where do you come? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from roaming around the earth and walking around it. Verse 8 reads, the Lord said to Satan, have you considered my servant Job? And for there is no one like him on the earth, a blameless and upright man, fearing God and turning from evil. Friends, do you want God to be proud of you? I'm sure you do. Do you want God to be so proud na ipagmamalaki ka niya kay Satanas? I'm sure you don't want that to happen. Pero in that meeting, pinagmalaki ni God si Job kay Satanas. You know, si Job was just sitting silently sa bahay nila, walang iniisip na problema. Ngayon, nagkaroon siya ng problema kasi parang pinain siya ni God kay Satan. So ito sagot ni Satan. Sabi ni Satan, does Job fear God for nothing? Verse 10 reads, have you not made a hedge about him and his house and all that he has on every side? You have blessed the work of his hands, and his possessions have increased in the land. Then Satan said, put forth your hand now and touch all that he has, and he will surely curse you to your face. Then the Lord said to Satan, behold, all that he has is in your power, only do not put forth your hand on him. So Satan departed from the presence of the Lord. The day after, Job lost everything. According to the story, kinidlat lahat ng pananim niya. So nasunog. And then there were raiders who stole his camel, his sheep, and his goat. Tapos because of a freak accident, nagkaroon ng strong wind, lahat ng anak niya na sa isang bahay, nag-collapse yung bahay, namatay sila. Job lost everything in a day. Ang sakit, no? Grabe. However, Bible tells us in Job chapter 1 verse 21, yung response ni Job. Nabasa natin dito, it says, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I shall return there. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." And through all this, Job did not sin, nor did he blame God. After this, bumalik si Satan kay God, and sabi ni God kay Satan, did you see how Job responded? Sabi ni Satan, hindi mo naman pinagalaw siya sa akin. Sabi niyo, do not touch him eh. So because I was not able to touch him, hindi ka pa rin niya kinurse. So sabi ni God, okay, you can touch him, but do not kill him. And after that, Job had a terrible illness that was all over his body. Aside losing everything, he had to go through this terrible suffering. At sabi ng misis niya, mabait yung misis niya, sabi niya, why don't you just curse your God and die? No, minsan, no, mga misis, masyadong encouraging, nahirapan ka na, dinagdagan pa. Joke lang yon. However, I want you to learn many things about suffering and even Satan from the story. May tanong ako sa iyo. When the word Satan comes to mind, ano na-imagine mo? Do you imagine a terrible creature? Maitim, mabaho, pangit? May tanong ako, kung pangit ba si Satan, magpapatempt ka? Kung pangit si Satan and masama masyadong itsura, will you follow him? Many people have followed Satan, ha? Okay? I need you to understand while the world will picture Satan sa atin na pangit, mabaho, madumi, according to the Bible, Satan or the devil often disguises himself as an angel of light. Bakit? Kasi 'di ba paano ka naman matitempt kung pangit si Satan? Like for example, sa mga lalaki dito, may dumating na babae, ang taba-taba, ang sama ng buhok, hindi naligo. Will you be tempted? Of course not. Doon sa mga babae naman, matitempt ka ba sa isang tao na mabaho, madumi, tapos masama pa yung mga damit, walang ligo? Hindi, 'di ba? Ang magtitempt sa inyo yung kamukha ni Piolo Pascual. Hindi ba? Bible tells us that Satan is not ugly. He often disguises himself as an angel of light so that he can tempt us. Oftentimes, iniisip natin itong mga demonyo na sa madilim na lugar. So kaya takot kayo sa madilim. Why will Satan and his demons go to a dark place? Sino man ang lulukuhin nila doon? Kaya hindi ako takot sa madilim na lugar. Ang kinakatakutan ko sa madilim na lugar, tao. Because people can hurt you. Pero Satan can only hurt you if he can tempt you. And often, Satan is just among us. He is not in the dark, he is in the light. Kaya dapat, tingnan mo yung mga katabi mo. Diyan ka mag-ingat. A joke lang yun. Okay? Now, I need you to understand something. In that meeting, God asked Satan, where have you been? And sabi ni Satan, roaming around the world. And sabi ni God, have you considered my servant Job? Sabi niya, oo. Pero wala siyang nagawa eh. Because according to Satan, God put a hedge around him. He could not touch him until in verse 12, God said to Satan, behold, all that he has is in your power. Only do not put forth your hand on him. So Satan departed in the presence of the Lord, and after this, lahat ng masamang nangyari kay Job nangyari because God allowed him. Alam mo tayo, lahat na lang ng masamang nangyayari sa atin, kagagawa ni Satan. Nag-away ang mag-asawa, kagagawan ba ni Satan yon? No. 'Di ba? They lost the love for each other. Satan might have come to tempt them. Pero hindi siya ang may rason ba't sila naghiwalay. They just decided that they don't love each other anymore. Nagkaroon ng calamity during Yolanda because of climate change. Who caused climate change? Not Satan. Tayo ang may kasalanan doon when we did not take good care of the earth. Alam mo, minsan naawa ko kay Satan eh. Alam mo, nananahimik siya sa impyerno, sabi niya, ako na naman, ako na lang parati. Di ba wala naman siyang kagagawa? Many of the calamities we go through, kasalanan natin. When God was talking to Satan in that meeting, the Lord said to Satan, from where do you come from? Sabi ni Satan, I roam around the world and walk in it. And then, sabi niya, have you considered my servant Job? And sabi ni Satan, have you not made a hedge about him and his house and all that he has on every side? You have blessed the work of his hands, and his possessions have increased in the land. Friends, I need you to understand something very important, that Satan has no power over you. He can only do what God allows him. Alam mo, when I realized that Satan has nothing to do with any of my struggles. Though God may use him as a tool, si God ang nag-allow nung struggle. Inallow ni God lahat nung dinaanan kong mahirap because I realized that God will use calamities to either improve me or grow my abilities. Ang dami ko hong dinaan problema. But the reason why I was able to survive and even grew the business because I realized God sent it for a good reason. Let me explain this. Sino sa inyo ang nag-pray kay God, Lord, will you teach me patience? Anybody? Have you been praying for that God will make you patient today? Nung nag-pray ka that God would make you patient, ano nangyari? I will tell you kung ano nangyari. As you wanted to be a better person for the Lord, sabi mo, Lord, make me patient. Ang ginawa niya, nagpadala siya sa'yo ng taong buwisit. Di ba? The person that really tested your patience, the person that brought out the worst in you. Sabi mo kay God, Lord, pasensya ang hinihingi ko, hindi buwisit na tao. Pero hindi mo naintindihan eh. Patience is not needed pag mabait yung taong kausap mo. Patience is needed pag visit yung taong kausap mo. So when you prayed for patience, ito ginawa ni God. Nagpadala siya sa iyo ng tao who tested you so that you can exercise patience. You see, patience is a decision. Ulitin ko, binibigay yan sa taong who challenges your character. But we all need patience. It is an important trait we need to develop. So God will send you problems to force you to be a better person, to force you to be patient. Have you ever prayed, Lord, make me a loving person? Make me better in my ability to love. Ano nangyari? All of a sudden, yung misis mo tsaka mister mo became unlovable. Yung bang wala kang ginagawa, binibwisit ka, di ba? Tapos sabi mo, Lord, I ask you to make me a loving person. Sabi ni God, oh, I'm giving you a chance to become loving. You see, you do not have to love a person who is nice. You just have to enjoy that person. Pero pag naging visit na sila, when your husband and wife starts to bring out the worst in you, that is the time to be loving because love is a decision. Lahat ng calamities na dadating sa buhay mo are calamities that God allows. Katulad na lang nung COVID pandemic na nangyari in the past 3 years. Galing ba kay Satan yon? Posible. Posible God used Satan as a tool to make all of us have a hard time. But is it necessary that we fail because nagkaroon ng COVID? Alam nyo, I learned something important during COVID. I discovered that behind every calamity are opportunities waiting to be discovered. I have a lot of friends who grew their business during the COVID pandemic only because they decided that this is a blessing from the Lord, that God allowed the calamity to make them stronger and to make them better. I love what one of my friends told me during the pandemic. Sabi niya, Dong, do you know that water will always flow? Even if you hinders it, maghahanap lang siya ng ibang pupuntahan. So sabi ng kaibigan ko, opportunities will continually flow. Kailangan mo lang hanapin saan pumunta. And that's the reason why even during the COVID crisis, our farm became better and our farm grew. Friends, God is in control. Kailangan mo lang maintindihan na lahat ng nangyayari sa'yo, inallow niya to make you a better person and to improve your business. On the other hand, people cannot help but ask, if God is in control, then why is there evil around us? Have you ever asked that question? To answer this question, I would like to show you a video that would explain or answer this question. But I'd like you to be attentive because hindi siya English. You will have to read the subtitle. I hope you will be able to see the subtitle to understand the message of the video. And here's the video.
Nun werde ich euch beweisen, dass Gott, wenn es ihn gibt, böse ist. Hat Gott alles, was existiert, erschaffen? Wenn Gott alles erschaffen hat, dann hat er auch das Böse geschaffen. Das bedeutet, Gott ist böse.
Herr Professor, existiert Kälte?
Was für eine Frage soll das sein? Natürlich existiert die Kälte. War euch noch nie kalt?
Nein, in der Tat, Herr Professor, die Kälte existiert nicht. Nach den Gesetzen der Physik ist das, was wir als kalt empfinden, nur das Fehlen von Wärme. Und existiert Dunkelheit, Herr Professor?
Selbstverständlich existiert sie.
Nein, sie ist nur das Fehlen von Licht. Wir können das Licht messen, aber die Dunkelheit nicht. Das Böse existiert nicht, genau wie die Kälte und die Dunkelheit. Gott hat das Böse nicht geschaffen. Es ist das Ergebnis dessen, was Gottes Hand noch nicht berührt hat.
There is no proof that the boy was Albert Einstein because Albert Einstein is a late bloomer. However, I'd like to summarize the message of the story. Sabi ng bata, cold and darkness does not exist. They are just the absence of heat and light, respectively. So sabi niya, di ba? Evil does not exist. It is the absence of God's love in the heart of men. Magulo ba negosyo mo? This is what I concluded in life. Chaos does not exist. Chaos is only the absence of order. Kaya magulo yung buhay natin kasi hindi natin siya minamanage ng tama. Kasi akala natin kaya natin mag-succeed sa negosyo on our own. In many of my lessons, I told you that purpose is the reason why something exists or something is created. God created us according to His image and likeness. So He has revealed to us in the Bible kung paano magnegosyo. God is involved in business and He wants you to succeed. Kasi nag-glorify siya pag nag-succeed ka. Friends, I have no time to explain to you that God is Father. I will take another lesson to do this. A father's joy is for his children to be successful. Let me explain this. Pag namamasyal ka sa isang mall, pag lumalabas ka, payag ka ba ng anak mo gusgusin na hindi pa naligo tas hindi man lang nagpunas ng bibig after kumain? Di ba importante sa iyo na yung anak mo pogi o maganda? No, bakit? Is it because of the child? No. Gusto mo yung anak mo presentable and maganda. Bakit? It reflects on the parent. God wants you to be successful because He is Father. How we do in life reflect Him as a Father. I wish someday there will be another time when I can explain to you the goodness of God as a Father and how He is involved in our business. But for the meantime, let me just end here. I hope nakatulong yung lesson today that you would understand na hindi ka nag-iisa. Because God, who is owner, creator, and in control, He wants to make you succeed in your business. If you will use this lesson for small group meetings, here are some questions that I want you to consider. Who is God in your life? How about in your business? Number two, how will your approach to business change after this lesson? And lastly, do you understand what it means to be a child of God? If you do not, let us know kung gusto mo malaman kagad yung sagot. For the meantime, may God bless you.